Angles, by definition, is the space usually measured in degrees between two intersecting lines or surfaces at or close to the point where they meet. And in this game we have lots of them. I already covered 90-degree angles or corners in this video, talking how they are the most cursed element in Rocket League and some tricks that you can apply to make playing around them much easier. But what about the rest of them? Our positioning can also be measured by angles. There are lots of ways to do it. For example, in this standard threes positioning, the players will create an isosceles triangle, the first two working as the base of it, tied up to the third man. If we take a closer look, a fun fact is that the ideal positioning of the team will be when, if we take a line from the third man and aim to the middle of the base, it creates two perfect 90-degree angles. But I know this might have got a bit too technical, so I will explain a simpler concept, but also one of the most important things I explain on my coaching sessions. This is how to face the play, which basically means you gotta face both the ball and where you wanna go with it all at the same time. In fact, this angle has to be 180 degrees. The closer it is to it, the easier our touch will be. This especially applies to attacking. You probably noticed that there are some shots that are easier than others. And it's not necessarily because from where we shoot, but instead from where we approach that shot. Imagine you have these three shots, one with the ball right between you and the net, the other one with the ball a bit offset, and the last one with you facing the ball and the wall. Which shot will it be easier, and which one will it be harder? Well, seeing it from the player's point of view, I think it's really clear. First shot is easier than the second, and the third is the hardest, being pretty much impossible to score from it. So how to be facing the play? This is not an easy concept to explain fully in just a video, since it involves in-depth explanation about positioning and that usually takes me a whole session. But a quick tip that I can give you is to wrap the ball around until you're properly positioned to hit it. I see many people forgetting to do this simple step, and the difference between doing it and not is wild. In order to do that, you just need to go for where the ball will go to, so it ends up coming to you, creating an 180-degree angle between you, the ball, and the net.
What is your problem?
The most frequent mistake that I see is people cutting in diagonal and never making this move. This is a thing that you will only do if you need to cut, but keep in mind you won't go for a shot, since it's similar to the third example I gave earlier. Now what happens if we have a situation like shot 2? Well, here it's when it comes to play your mechanical skill. Improving at shooting is the best thing you can spend your time on, since 80% of your goals will come from regular ground or aerial shots. There are many ways to train it, the best one in my opinion being Aim Trainer by KOCO. Don't worry console players, I will have a training for you later as well. The link for this workshop will be on the description. In this workshop, you'll start by selecting the mode. If you're plat or lower, I recommend you the easy level since it's what you will usually face in your rank. In this, you'll practice with a steady ball and the whole net available. Once you get comfortable with just hitting it as if it was an open net, you can focus on aiming towards a specific side of the net. Then, if you're higher than plat, go for the normal mode. This one will be harder since you will be forced to go for an aerial shot after the bounce, trying to aim to a smaller green spot. Keep in mind to also wrap your shot around as much as you can so the angle gets easier. Lastly, if you are GC or above, try the survival mode, which is the same as the normal one, but it forces you to be consistent as well. I would first focus on accuracy and then power. If you need, you can slow down the speed of the game a little bit so the accuracy increases a bit more. Now let's see a console-friendly training. This will include 4 training packs that target different kinds of shots, with the last one being the best one in my opinion. First, we have shots you shouldn't miss. In this one, we have some tricky shots. The main difficulty it has is that you have to score without the ball bouncing after your shot. For this training pack, keep in mind what I told you about aligning yourself with the shot. This will make every shot way easier, or at least possible. For example, in this shot, it's impossible if you don't wrap the ball around since you have no angle to score. Next step, we have aerial shots pass. This one has two types of shots. The first one is with the ball rolling on the backboard, which is similar to the situations you will face, especially in twos, when your teammate is on the corner and forces a pass like that. For those shots, make sure to score as soon as you can. What I mean with this is to hit the ball right when you have enough room to push it in. Avoid waiting for it to match, since in a real match scenario, you will get beat easily. The second kind of shot recreates a challenge from your teammate that goes up in the air, creating a pass. For this, just try to hit it hard and on target. If that's too easy, you can start aiming towards top or low corners or any specific part of the goal you want. Our third training pack is KEVPERT's striking one's shots. This one recreates 1v1 situations you might face, in which you are in an awkward situation but you have an open net. It has some realistic recoveries you gotta make before going for your shot, like landings, repositioning, and you will even need to go for 2 touches on some of them. Lastly, we have the ultimate warm-up. This one has it all: ground shots, ground passes, aerial passes, setups for double touches, and a lot more. The best about it is that it's not as fixed as the others, so every shot will be different. As its name says, it's really good for warming up because of all the different scenarios it has. I recommend you giving it a try and get creative with how you approach every shot. The codes for all of them will be also on the description. Now you should know how to approach and execute shots, or at least have an idea on how to train it. But I know, shooting is easier said than done, so it's completely normal that you might run into some trouble trying to apply all these keys. If that's your case, don't hesitate to book a one-on-one coaching session with me and Metafy. There I will analyze your gameplay to give you customized help in order to speed up your learning rate. And I know that learning this alone can be boring and especially stressful. So make sure to join my Discord server to find people that it's interested in improving at this game. The link for my sessions and Discord are in the description below. And with anything else to say, thanks for watching and see you next time.